Welcome back. We're getting a news from the Supreme Court on the status report that has been filed by the CBI in the RG Car medical rape and murder case. The Chief Justice of India has expressed satisfaction over the CBI probe. However, the CJI has said that there is genuine concern raised by the parents of the deceased and the CBI shall look into it as well. The CJI also adding that the line of further investigation for the Central Bureau of Investigation to unearth the actual truth of what happened can be seen. And they have even acknowledged that they have gone through the status report that has been filed by the CBI and has responded to all the questions that they have raised in the previous hearing too. CJI has said CBI is also looking into the facts, whether the scene of crime was altered, whether there were other accomplices as well. Ananya joins us now for more on this. Ananya, very interesting, observations coming in from the Supreme Court that is still going through the RG Car medical rape and murder case. It says that they have expressed their satisfaction over the CBI probe. But can you just throw some light about the concerns that have been raised by the parents of the deceased? Because that is something that has really concerned the Supreme Court as well.
Well, definitely, the grievances have been raised by the parents have been kept, in fact, unsaid by the Supreme Court so that the Central Bureau of Investigation can look into it, because the Supreme Court believes that if at all any kind of a detail like this would be divulged, then it might hamper the investigation and benefit the accused person. In fact, the Supreme Court going as far as to say that the Central Bureau of Investigation too is at this point of time a little handicapped, because they entered this investigation 5 days later and they're investigating as to whether the scene of crime was actually altered with or some kind of evidence in this case was actually destroyed. They've already arrested a SHO and in fact Sandeep Kush in this particular case. And, there were serious allegations against both of them for a delay in the registration of the FIR that day when that unfortunate incident took place with that 31-year-old medical student. And very clearly and categorically at this particular point of time, the Supreme Court also believes that the CBI should be left to do its job. It should take its own time to actually investigate this particular matter, so that a proper investigation can actually follow.
But the Supreme Court, Ananya, has also left it to the CBI, right, to look into the facts of this case, to identify if there were more accomplices and what exactly had happened. Because one consistent, statement of the parents have been, a charge rather, that the crime scene was allegedly altered. So that is something that it seems that even the Supreme Court is asking the CBI to look into thoroughly.
Well, definitely, the Supreme Court has asked, in fact, the Central Bureau of Investigation to look into certain aspects of this investigation. They want the CBI to actually go into this and see as to whether, on various aspects, what has actually happened and what happened that day is something to find out the actual truth. The Central Bureau of Investigation is adopting certain line of investigation, and that is something that cannot be divulged at this particular point of time, is what the Central Bureau of the Supreme Court actually believes. And the Supreme Court, however, lauded the CBI for its investigation and says that it's on the right track and it's really, as the Supreme Court has expressed a satisfaction with regards to the probe that has been carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, Ananya. So some very important observations coming in from the Chief Justice of India, who has expressed his satisfaction with the CBI investigation and the status report that has been submitted to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court now urging the CBI to look into the bottom of it, to look into the facts, whether the scene of crime was altered or whether there were other accomplices at the time of the crime.